over 10 years now, K-On! Has been a landmark of MOA anime, and while it didn't invent either club shows or music shows, it's a tentpole of both. Nearly every one since has at least taken some inspiration, working to try to connect to viewers like the lovable adventures of the after-school tea time girls. But can any particular anime be called the true successor to K-On!? To find out, I'll be looking at a few different series with claims to the title to see if any of those claims hold weight. The first, of course, being Tomica Market. It was widely rumored and eventually proven true that when KyoAni created this show about a girl living above a mochi shop and the talking bird who flies into her life, they did so because they wanted to make an original property instead of adapting K-On! College. Tomica Market has a very similar look and is just as heartwarming and cute, but the main cast is composed of characters of multiple genders and ages, being based in a shopping district rather than a girls' school. Its romance is also more text than subtext, and while I'm just slightly cynical enough to acknowledge that that's because the main ship is heterosexual, it still applies. Tomica Market sadly underperformed financially, though not as badly as people like to say. I've already talked about that though, so I won't dwell on it. The plot and ensemble differ from K-On!'s, but the tone is very sweet, and fans will probably like it if they give it a chance. Just like K-On!, Tomica Market is available on HiDive and through physical release. That's also the case for our next candidate, which actually replaced K-On! In its time slot after the first season ended. Taisho Baseball Girls is a historical sports anime about two girls in a well-to-do school in 1925, when, after the athlete one of the girl's parents want her to marry tells her to stay in the kitchen, they found a baseball team to spite him. The characters do deal with more period-accurate sexism beyond that initial setup, but it's not all drama. Just like K-On!, Taisho Baseball Girls mixes the pain of a struggling club that's trying to pull itself together when the girls have no idea what they're doing, together with a lot of cute relationships and silly antics. I mean, they have an episode with the fake dating trope, and baseball vigilantism. Aside from the historical setting and the fact that it's a sports anime, the biggest difference is in overall theme. K-On! Focused on the small ways a person can develop and make connections, but Taisho Baseball Girls used widespread societal change to talk about its effect on the individual and the community as a whole. It might not completely scratch the K-On! Itch, but if you like sports anime or just want to see something about the Taisho era after finishing Demon Slayer, there it is. But one show that probably gets called the second K-On! The most is Bandori, or Bang Dream. A multimedia franchise built around a mobile gacha game with other media telling side stories, this is about high school girls and indie bands made in anticipation of the end of the idol boom. It had no official connection to K-On! At first, but it's often been compared to the series or called its spiritual successor because it's a MOA music anime where the characters form bands and deal with slice-of-life problems mixed with fun stuff. In fact, the mobile game has actually featured covers of K-On! Music. Season 2 and the mobile game branch out, but Season 1 has been the most strongly equated to K-On!, not just because it wasn't full 3D CG, but because it only featured Poppin' Party, a more conventional band of 5 regular girls, and told their origin story. One thing keeping it from fully being another K-On! Is the sprawling full cast list. The addition of the other bands to the main cast gives a bit of the feeling of when Azusa showed up and how After School Tea Time tried to get other juniors into the club in Season 2, but they are their own cast herds with their own stories, and everyone has a favorite they prefer. You can find the Bang Dream anime on both Crunchyroll and HiDive, and Season 1 has a physical release. So what, if anything, is the new K-On!? Maybe that's the wrong question. No show is going to be exactly like another K-On!, but K-On! Stood out because, while it was like the other MOA club and music shows before it, it wasn't exactly like them. But if you do miss K-On!, these and other shows might give you the same joy and attachment to the characters' ambitions and relationships. And K-On! Will still be a classic you can show to all your friends for decades to come. Unless you don't like it in the first place, in which case I'm not sure why you're watching a video like this, but you do you. This is Secret Identity Studio, and I've had Fua time stuck in my head for a week. Oh, and the poll results are in. Next week, get ready for a retrospective. Fua time, Fua time.